Welcome to the Millionaire Blogging System, Day 8, Part 8. Wow, time's flying. And happy February! Today's February 1st, the Super Bowl. It's Valentine's Day this month. It's Las Vegas for me for a week. Meeting with one of my business partners, or several business partners, and meeting the owner of the company who is a billionaire. So it's an exciting month for me. It's a lot of fun things to do, and especially Valentine's Day. You can really promote a lot of stuff around Valentine's Day for your blog and suggest a lot of crazy, fun ideas. And I'm gonna post something here when it comes to marketing. I love creative marketing. And wait till you see what one grocery store does with their meat department. You've probably seen it. I'd never seen it before. It's a couple of years ago when I was going in to buy some steaks, and I was stunned. So I will post a picture of that just to show you the creativity of thinking outside of the box. And for me, I'm like, why haven't I ever seen this in 58 years of my life at the time, or 60 years of my life? 60 years and I never saw this before? Is this the first time ever? Did somebody just think of it like recently? So let's get right down to the nitty gritty, and I want to make sure that I don't have the federalities coming on my butt. So I'm going to tell you that if I talk about money in here, about your potential to do anything, and that you can do it, you can. But there's no guarantee that you will. So if you aren't willing to do something, then obviously you can't do it. So the disclosure here is results are not typical because the average person won't do what it takes to do it, or they may not have the skills. I mean, if you're blind, it's kind of hard to do a blog. No offense to the blind people. You might want to take up music because a lot of successful people have been blind playing music. So there's certain limitations that might hold you back. Now, if you've got no arms and no legs, no excuse, because Nick Vujicic is, if you've never heard of him, no legs, no arms, no worries. The guy is an inspiration to me. He just blows me away. Born with no legs and no arms, completely motivational. Just got married to a beautiful little girl 2 years ago, and they had a baby boy. And he does everything. He surfs, he golfs, he plays soccer. The guy's crazy, and he's crazy fun. And he is earning millions. And he's written his second book, and he does blogging and stuff. So excuses are like elbows. We all got them. And you only use them when you're basically getting nothing done. Because if you're using your elbow, you ain't doing nothing. So excuses are like elbows. Hey, I just made that up. I don't know where that came from. Okay, question of the day. What has moved and changed on my wall? Did you notice? All right, whatever. And but I did change tonight. My people noticed that it's always fun because I think I'm always going to wear the same shirt when I do my little webinar, and because they're always making fun. Okay, Bob, you need to put a number on this shirt so we know it's a different shirt every day. And but they did notice I'm wearing a different hat. Tonight I'm wearing my hat from the Panama. I was in Panama last year. I got to tell you, I really didn't spend much time because I was disappointed with the Trump Hotel. No offense to Trump hotels. I love Trump hotels. But the one in Panama, not really impressed with the location or anything else. Wasn't impressed with the restaurant where I was looking into other people's bedrooms 30, 40 yards away because that's how close the buildings are. And it just wasn't congestion. And I was going to stay and I decided not to. And I went back to the airport and spent 12 hours waiting for another flight to get me out of Panama. But the airport in Panama is huge. It's like a shopping center, a mall. It's like a huge mall with all your name brand stores. I guess because of all the drug dealers that come through there or something. But all the major expensive stores in the world are in this mall, and their parking lot is an airport where airplanes pull up. I was stunned. So if you've ever been to Panama, you know what I'm talking about. It's awesome. So results are not typical. So if I'm going to give you ideas where I tell you you can make $10, $20, $30, $40,000 a month, you can do it. The question is, will you do it? It is possible. if you have the skills and you have the commitment and the dedication to do what it takes. And that's one of the subjects I want to kind of talk about today, because I was talking about something came up, and some people think I'm an asshole. But look, people sometimes just drop everything and get into this depression mode and so forth. And it's like a soldier on a battlefield. If your buddy gets shot and things are going bad, you can't curl up in a ball and just hang with somebody. You have to keep fighting. You have to keep going forward. Otherwise, everything's going to fall apart. And in battle, everybody's going to die. So you got to keep moving. And what I'm referring to is an example. If you have a relative, and it might be your girlfriend's relative or your wife or what, if you have a relative or mom, dad, or whatever goes into the hospital, I get it. I understand that you might want to be at the hospital 24 hours a day, sleeping on the benches in the waiting room or in the snack bar and eating junk food out of the machine and so forth. But look, it's not going to help the person that you're there waiting for, to hope everything comes out with them, for them. And I understand the pain you might be going through, but trust me, if you had tons of money, not only would you not be in that hospital that you're in, you would be in a specially cared hospital where you could actually be in the room with the person, and also you'd have 24-hour personal care to your patient, whoever it might be, and get the best of everything. And then you wouldn't have to have all the worry and stress, because there's nothing to worry about, because there's nothing you do. So if you're in a situation where you have to go to the hospital, look, what are you going to do? Sit on your ass in the waiting room and dwell in misery and get all those forces of evil just tearing you apart and ripping your mind apart and your emotions? Or look, get on the internet and blog. Talk about something, but don't talk about negativity. Say things like, I am so glad that I'm able financially to help my so-and-so because of my online business. And it's like me. My whole thing about going to Costa Rica is now I know that as I'm getting older, if I need, and I know I will need down the road, somebody to wipe my butt, I guess, or something, whatever. But if I need 24-hour nursing care, I can afford it in Costa Rica. I can afford a housekeeper, a maid, a maintenance person, and nurses 24 hours a day, because I'm not going to work a nurse 24 hours a day. So there'll be like 3 different nurses during the day, each working an 8-hour shift. So I will have personalized care for the rest of my life. That I can afford. That I have provided for myself. So I am set up. So don't stop your goals of becoming financially independent, because it's very important that you don't have to rely on other people. Other people call other people to borrow their AAA card or something, or hey, can you give me a ride, or I need to get my car broke down. Me, I call a tow truck. But I've never had, well, I got in an accident once, so I had to call a tow truck. But I've never had to call a tow truck, because I have the money to take care of things before things happen. And yes, I know some things might just happen, like the engine light comes on and your car engine blows up on the freeway. No big deal. Just roll over to the side, call a taxi, call a tow truck, and have it towed. Oh, you don't have the money to do that. Now, see what I mean? If you have the money, you don't have to bother your friends. To me, the last thing in the world I would do, and my poor friends are always saying, well, Bobby, if you ever need something, just call. I don't need to call and bother you. You might be watching your favorite porn or your favorite TV show, or messing around with your whatever, boyfriend, girlfriend. I'm not going to interrupt you because of my problems. I'm going to take care of myself, because I have a phone. I know how to call the tow truck. I know how to call whatever I need. So please, having money and being financially stable is huge, huge, huge. So I think I covered about a little bit of that. So now that I've covered a little bit about the medical thing, let's jump right into nurses or doctors. What should I do? Nurses or doctors? Let's do doctor. Let's do a doctor today. Yeah. Okay, here's the deal with the doctor. Day 8, Part 8 of the Millionaire blogging system. How you can make money and earn a substantial income through the internet with a blog for whatever business that you are currently in, or whatever business you would like to be in. So, and again, whatever I give you ideas from here, take the idea and think of how you could apply it to your business. Or send me a comment, send me an email on my Facebook page, my YouTube page, my wherever, and ask me the questions for your particular business, and I will confront that issue. And then I'm going to create separate pages for different businesses and list all these ideas. Yeah, I'm giving away a ton of information, but you know what? If you come into my team and you think that's pretty cool of all that free information, wait till you see what I really got going on. Yeah, baby. Yeah, Randy the wrestler, huh? So here's the deal with the doctors. Say you're a doctor. Pretend like you're a doctor. Or you might be a doctor. And by the way, we do have a doctor that's blogging, and he's doing amazing blogging. And he talked at a conference we had in Las Vegas, and he said, if I get sick or if I get injured or I get hurt, my money stops because I can't go in to take care of my patients. Someone else has to do it, and they got to get paid. I can't make any money if something happens to me. Whoa. And if I have patients have an emergency and they call, I have to stop whatever I'm doing and go to the hospital or go to my office. So my life is interrupted all the time. Now that's a doctor saying this. But with blogging, he realizes that he can match his income as a doctor, okay, and he can have freedom. Pretty cool, huh? Now in Beachbody, we had we still do. We have a guy named Wayne. He's a oral dentist or whatever, and he actually was making more money through his Beachbody coach business than he was in his office. But he still enjoyed doing the dental work, but he didn't have to be a slave to that job as a master. He still has freedom. So look, let's go back to pretend like you're a doctor. Pretend like you're a doctor, white hat, and just take these pills and you'll be better. Call me in the morning. No, that's the doctors I've ran into here in the United States lately. So here's the deal. You've got a waiting room. You've got an office. Now, here's the other deal here, like in California. It's gotten so expensive insurance-wise and so forth and ridiculous that most doctors have just joined into groups, and they no longer have their own private office, which is sad. And they very seldom ever hear about a doctor doing house calls. When I grew up, doctors came to your house. You only went to the office for a little checkup and so forth, but you were sick, stay away from other people. We don't get you sick. I will come to your house. And they would be there for like an hour or something, and they would take care of you and talk to you and so forth. Today, that doesn't happen. So doctors that have their own offices, this is huge. The blogging situation and the marketing. So let me give you a couple ideas right off the top of my head. First of all, you got a waiting room. You might have a TV up there that pacifies your customers while they're waiting, because your patients don't understand that you may have a patient in your office that needs counseling, that needs sympathy, and probably has some serious problems that you've got to figure out. So the visit is going longer than you planned. And you didn't do it on purpose. So patients have to understand that, and that's the reason why they're called patients. They should have patience. Relax. Get a clue. There's other people that are hurting. So you pacify them with magazines, and the magazines are pretty cool because the magazines, what do? They advertise products on every page. These people advertise their business, their products, to take money from your customers while they're sitting on your real estate. You're paying rent for them to do sales in your office. And not only that, you had to pay for the magazine to put the advertising on your tables in front of your patients. You pay for people to advertise in your office. What the hell is that all about? So get rid of those magazines. The TV, turn it off and put advertising up there. Put things that you can make money from. Put pamphlets up, like as a Beachbody coach, for an example. Put the commercials up for the Insanity, the P90X, the 21-Day Fix, the Turbo Fire, the Body Beast. Have rotating 2-minute, 3-minute commercials up there. And then in between each one, pick up a flyer below and order yours today, and have other flyers and other information, like magazines have information, but the ads are going to be yours. So create some little trifold brochures and so forth, like little trifold brochures, that open up. And as a doctor, it's yours, it's information, it's like a newsletter, okay? And then you have the ads and the links for the products you're promoting, like Shakeology, the only meal replacement drink, health shake that's been medically proven and also written up in a medical journal. Excuse me? And what are you drinking? Oh, elbows, assholes, excuses. So that is big. Now, let's step back. I mentioned a secret word there. Newsletter. As a doctor, you don't have a newsletter? What? Are you serious? Come on. You should have a newsletter just to let your patients know you love them. But at the same time, why let them buy off of TV? Why let them shop at places that are advertising on TV at home when they could be buying from you? They could see the little ad on your newsletter with the link and go to your website. You don't have a website as a doctor? What? So you put advertising on your website too for those particular products, and you can be selling stuff. Imagine this as a doctor. I'm throwing some numbers out there. Remember, results are not typical. If you're a doctor, your whole purpose is making sure your patients are healthy and fit, and no matter what age they are. Ow, that hurt. Anyway, you can make money from your patients that probably would be giving that money to somebody else. Why would you let that happen? Why? Just because they come into your office doesn't mean that you can't sell them something else. Especially, why not sell them something healthy? Like if they start ordering Shakeology on a monthly basis, you make $30 profit commission from that, okay? And say you got 1,000 patients and you get a 1,000, orders of Shakeology. You might have a family of 4. I mean, I have a lot of people, families of 4 that buy 4 bags, one for each person because it's a 30-day supply for one person. So if you have 2 people, you get 2 bags a month. So let's say you got 1,000 bags a month going out for your patients that are drinking Shakeology on a regular basis, feeling healthy, feeling fit, and rocking it, and you're making $30. There I am on my elbow again. Elbows are like excuses. Nothing happens when you're on your elbow. But imagine that. 1,000 orders of Shakeology a month. And you're making $30 per order profit commission. That is $30,000 a month just for the little effort of putting together a newsletter, making sure your website's up to date, and having the promotions and advertising in your office to a captive audience that wants to be healthier, that doesn't want needles and shots and pain, and you're promoting something like Shakeology for them, and they would be buying. And not only that, there's reciprocal and collateral effects to this because they will be telling their friends and they might become coaches too. And like you can be like the doctor I told you about, the dentist, oral surgeon, that he makes more money as a Beachbody coach than he does at his medical practice that he went to school for and trained for over 10 years and stuff. And with huge educational student loans and stuff. And with Beachbody, it takes you nothing. So there's an idea. Then, but wait, there's more. Isn't that sexy? There's more. Not only promoting the fitness programs like P90X, Insanity, and Turbo Fire, and Rev Abs, and Combat, and Les Mills this, and all the other programs that we have. Rockin' Body, Sean T, Tony Horton, Shalene Johnson, yeah baby. Not only the fitness programs and the Shakeology, but everything else. Promote the cashback program because they can order online just like I do. I order my groceries from Walmart that, non-perishables, and have it shipped to my house for free, and I get cash back, and I don't even have to drive down there and fight the traffic, the screaming babies and the people dressed in weird clothes like Fight the Forces of Evil t-shirts. And I get it delivered to my house free, and I get cash back at the same price I would have paid in the store. Whoa. And this happens at Best Buy. If you're looking for an Apple computer, hey, have that there too. Some information about Apple computers and tell them, go here as a cashback customer and you get 7% cash back. Now, who would not want free money, cash back from what you're already buying? So if you got 1,000 of your patients as VIP customers on the VIP program, you're going to make referral fees of $20 a piece per year. That is another $20,000 a year. Or as a business associate, it multiplies up to $45,000 and even more. Remember, results are not typical because I don't know if you really have any patients. You might just have a doctor's office with a sticker up on the wall, and you might be having 1 or 2 patients, and that's all you've got. So I don't know what your potential is. But imagine your potential, and imagine giving something in your office that they're not just flipping through, but information that they really want, because they're sitting there and they want to be healthier, because honestly, they don't like coming to see you unless they're older and they just like your company and you're somebody they can visit once in a while that really enjoys touching them. So, as a doctor, huge potential with blogging, and a newsletter is a form of blogging, but it goes out in the mail or goes out in email, and then your website and your TVs and your waiting room promoting things that you make commissions on, instead of letting the magazines promote stuff that they make all the commissions on and the money from. You should be keeping that money for yourself. They're your patients. You should keep them. And stop paying people to advertise in your office. You advertise in your office. You earn the money. You make the big bucks. And let's rock on. Don't forget tomorrow, Millionaire Blogging System, Part 9, Day 9, February 2nd. Be here. It's Groundhog Day. Yeah.